Welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we are diving into the world of Salesforce integration with a powerful tool called Postman. Whether you are new to Salesforce APIs or looking for a streamlined workflow, integrating with Salesforce using Postman can make your life a whole lot easier. Postman is a powerful collaboration platform for API development, and it provides a range of tools to test, develop, document, and share APIs. In this video tutorial, we will guide you through the step-by-step process of integrating Salesforce with Postman. So why should you consider using Postman for your Salesforce integration? Let's explore a few key benefits. First, you are just starting out with Salesforce API development. It's always a good idea to check the connectivity and get immediate results before diving into coding. That's where Postman comes in handy. You can refer to it as a testing ground where you can interact with Salesforce APIs and see instant responses. Next, debugging becomes a breeze with Postman. It allows you to easily track and pinpoint any issues or errors in your API requests and responses. This debugging capabilities can save you a significant amount of time and frustration during development process. Another advantage of using Postman is the ability to capture the request and response formats. This features comes in handy when you need to document or share your API integrations workflow with your team or clients. It ensures clear communication and helps maintain consistency in your Salesforce integration. Now that we have understand the benefits, let's dive into the process of integrating Salesforce with a Postman. In this tutorial, we will be covering it into three steps or three sections. First of all, we will talk about downloading and setup of the Postman. In this first section, I will walk you through the process of downloading and setting up Postman. Don't worry, it's a straightforward process. Section 2, set up Salesforce API collections. In this section, we will talk about how to set up Salesforce API collection in Postman. After completing the setup, you are all set to start integrating Salesforce with Postman. Section 3, authenticating and using Salesforce API example. In this final section, I will demonstrate how to authenticate, use the Salesforce API within Postman. This example will help you understand the practical application of integrating Salesforce with the Postman. By following these steps, you will be able to successfully authenticate and use Salesforce API through Postman, making your integration process much smoother. Step 1. Download and setup of the Postman. There are two ways of doing it: downloading Postman into your local machine or using a web browser. If you prefer to have a Postman installed on your computer, follow these steps. Let's visit the official website of Postman, postman.com/downloads. Here, click on Download App button, select the appropriate version for your operating system. You will get a different options when you open it from a different operating system and click on download. I do have a Mac, so I'm getting a two options: Mac Intel chip and Mac Apple chip. So you can use either of those as per your hardwares. Once your download is complete, run the installer and the on-screen instructions to install Postman on your computer. So that's the one method of doing it. Let's go to the second method, using a web browser. If you prefer not to install any software, you can still use Postman through its web version. Here's how you can do it. Open any preferred browser, type postman.com in the address bar. Click on sign in button on the top right hand side corner. If you already have a Postman account, sign in using your credential. If not, you can create a new account for free. Once signed in, you will able to access the web version of the Postman and you can start using it immediately. Now that you have Postman installed and ready to go, let's move on to setting up the Salesforce API collection. This will allow us to connect and interact with Salesforce powerful feature. Either you can use the desktop version installed in your previous step, or you can use your browser version. Steps will remain same. Let's navigate to your Postman either through browser or through your desktop installed application. First of all, you do need to create a workspace. Here you can hit on create workspace, give a name of the workspace, Postman and Salesforce setup. I am giving name over here. If you want, you can give a summary over here. And for this tutorial purposes, we are creating this workspace for personal uses. Let's hit create workspace. Once you create a workspace, you will end up on this particular page, and you will see right now this workspace is not having anything. Now let's start adding things into this workspace. That is our main target. So first of all, you do need to locate the Salesforce API collection. How we do need to locate? There are multiple ways. You can either go to the Explore, and here in the Explore, you see in the recommended collections for you, I am already seeing a Salesforce Platform APIs collection over here. You may or you may not be able to see over here. So you can go to collections, and here somewhere here you will able to see. You can do sorting by most viewed, most forked, most watched, and latest, and so forth and so on. Still, you will not able to see it. What you can do on the top, let me clear this out. On the top of the Postman, you will see a search bar. Here you can search for Salesforce API. Once you hit search, you will see the workspaces from the Salesforce developers, and you will see a collection Salesforce Platform API. Once I click on it, you will end up on this on other workspace, that is a public workspace, and you do need to use the collection created by Flip. There may be other collections available, but I am demonstrating this particular collection. Once you have found the Salesforce API collection, it's time to fork it and create your own personalized version. So how do you fork this? So to create a fork of this particular collection, click here, fork. Give the fork level. Let's say it is automatically picking up my name, Gaurav Yadav's fork, and it is automatically picking up the workspace because we were into that workspace. It's totally depend on you. You do want to check or uncheck this box. If you want to receive the notification, if there is any updates happening into the original collection, then you can check it and you can uncheck it. It totally depends on your personalized choice. Once everything is filled out, let's click on fork collection. It will take a while to fork it. Now you are having this own personalized version of this collection API. You will see now this is created by you, or current time is coming up. Now let's see. Previously, when we were navigated to collections, it was not having anything. Now one thing is coming up, the fork version that we have done it recently, Salesforce Platform APIs. Different kind of APIs are organized into the different directory structures over here. Let's say I do want to use bulk v2. It is under the bulk v2 folder. And if I wanted to do a query using a bulk v2, it is under the query folder. Similarly, let's say I do want to use a simple REST APIs. Different kind of REST APIs are over here. In the next step, we will see how we can authenticate and start using these different APIs, pre-built APIs under this collection. Now you have downloaded the repository. Next step is to authenticate, and then we will be using an Salesforce API example, how it is going to interact with the Salesforce. So let's again jump into our Postman. Either you can go to your browser version or your desktop install version. It totally depends on you. Steps remain same. Go to your workspace. The workspace we do have previously created, Post and Salesforce setup. Go to the collections. This is the collection that we have downloaded in the previous step. Navigate to this collection. Double click on top of it. You will see this type of page will open up, and here you will see different sub tabs: overview, authorizations, test variables, so forth and so on. So we will be main focusing on this authorization. Uh, for doing it, you can either create a connected app, or you can use this simplest method that I'm going to show here. Uh, Keep the settings as it is, type auth 2.0. If your setup doesn't look like this, just I'm reading it out, type auth 2.0. Initially, your token will be blank. It will not come here. Let me remove this. And your token name, access token, grant type implicit. Just be remember to check this checkbox, authorized using browser. Now, just scroll to the bottom at the very end, and you will see an option, get new access token. Click on this. It will open up a browser for you. In the browser, it will ask you to log in into the Salesforce. I do have already logged in into the Salesforce with your username and password. It's a simple forward step. After this, it will ask you to allow Salesforce APIs collection. You do need to allow access for this. You hit allow. You are authenticated. A pop-up will open. For my browser, pop-up is blocked, so I click on it. Pop-up will open. You can allow it. Again, it will navigate back automatically to Postman. Here you can click proceed. You will able to see this type of screen will come up. You do need to note down this instance URL. I am copying this instance URL, Control C or Command C. Click on use token. Once you click on use token, you will see this token will automatically come up here. Press Control S or Command S. Go to variables. You can navigate. These are the environment variables that will be used into your collection. Come to this underscore endpoint. Here, initial value is blank, new value or current value is this one, but we do have copied. Next time onwards, when you come back to Postman collection and you want to use it, first step is to authorize. If you are authorizing it to the same sandbox or the same Salesforce org, then no need to copy this endpoint again. It will be as of the previously. But if you are second time, if you are going to the different org or the different sandbox, then you do need to change the endpoint. Save this. Now your authorization is complete. We are good to go. You can either close it or leave as it is open. This one. Now let's do a simple Salesforce REST API call to check the connectivity. Very simplest option is the limits REST API. Let's see. Yes, you will see I get back the response. Let me expand it, and my connection is working perfectly fine, and you see the status 200. Okay. Now let me do another API call. Okay, we will make a query to Salesforce, and here you can modify your query. That's the beauty of Postman and this collection. Actually, all the informations are pre-filled for you. Just you do need to change a little bit. Let's say I do want to query ID name from account. I can give limit as 1 and just hit send. You see, I'll get the response back from Salesforce ID name. Similarly, I can make a limit 2, then I will get 2 account detail. Okay, so this is working fine. And here you have it. You have learned how to download and set up a Postman. and also set up Salesforce API and authenticating it. After authenticating, how we can use this Salesforce API collection within Postman. With this new fold of knowledge, you will be able to streamline your workflow and make your Salesforce integration journey a breeze. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more informative content. Also, let us know in the comments below if you have any questions or there are any specific topics you would like us to cover in future videos. Thanks for watching.